Hello there, I'm Sandra Mason, and I've had a lot of people ask me how I do my beard. So today I'm going to do a video on how I create my beard for female to male when I present as my male self. So here we go. Hello there, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the beard base. Before we get involved in anything with the beard, makeup needs to come first. Female to male makeup. So I'm just going to give you a very, very quick summary of what I did and what I used. I'm wearing the makeup now, and it's definitely smoothed out my skin quite a lot. So what I do is I start with a liquid foundation. I have BB cream that I use. Very affordable, easy to get. Just blend it on. It evens out the skin tone and takes away my rosy cheekness. So it's a really great way to start, is just to get that on there as fast as possible. And then you take the powder foundation, Sephora, and put it over top of the liquid. It's gonna keep everything in place better, and it's gonna blend any liquid makeup that you missed that needed blending, and just add another layer and make you look even more masculine. And then once you've done that, you can move on to the highlighting. I use Color Mates. I get it from the dollar store. It's a little bit of a different skin tone than my other one. It's a little darker and a little bit on the peach side of things. And where I highlight is the brow, because I have wrinkles in there. I do the jaw in here, definitely, and a little on the chin. I would do my cheekbones, but I have little pinchy cheeks. And of course the big one is the nose, the eyes, and the temple. I went to Sephora and I asked them about masculine makeup, and they showed me this great tip, which I'll show you guys. It's a continuous highlight. So you get your brush, you get your powder, and you start at the corner of your eye, and you go out for the nose in this swooshing motion. And then you go from the corner of your eye outward, underneath of your eye. So it's down and then right back up. So it's this continuous swooshing motion. And then you add the temples. So the temples aren't done separately. You go down, up, and around in this nice flowing motion. And then I usually go back through and do a little bit extra on the temples from there, but it definitely looks more natural and deepens the eyes and widens things out. After that, all I do is I have an eyeshadow palette. I get a color that seems somewhat natural, and I go at the corner of the eyes again and just darken it out to make it look deeper. And if you're wondering where I got this marvelous brush, this is the toolkit that I used. I got that from the dollar store as well, and I definitely recommend getting cheap tools for this operation, because what we're about to do with the beard can get insanely messy, and it's just better to have something that's essentially disposable. So that's a little bit on how I did my makeup. Like I said, this is more about the beard. So there are great videos out there for it, and if you have any questions about the makeup, you can definitely ask me, and I could do an in-depth video for that if you would want. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the beard. So one of the most important things about the beard is you have to have the right materials before you start. You have to make sure you have everything ready to go, because if even one element that you have doesn't work, it's not going to work out. It needs to be in harmony, or you will turn out looking like an Oompa Loompa. I am guilty of that, so I don't want to break out into Willy Wonka on you guys this time around. So the first thing that is probably the number one thing is the hair. I know a lot of people get their own hair clippings, which is great, but I'm too awkward to ask for them. So what I do is there's a beauty supply store not far from here, and they have these, and they are human hair extensions. So they're these little itty bitty things that I was able to get for $1 a piece, which is awesome. So once I have these, what I do is I take these, hello, and I shred them. And by shred them, all I mean is cut them super fine. So if you can see this without me getting it all over the place, just really, really gently, just little bits at a time. It is a pain. It takes a very long time, but the result is amazing. It looks like, if I can get this open and show you in here. And so once you have it done, you can actually see it sprinkles, which is the consistency you want. You're gonna want it super short. I've experimented with lengths before, and when you have it super short, you get more coverage because more is gonna stick. I've tried to cut corners, and it needs to be super fine. Trust me on that one. Ooh, that was loud. So once you've got your hair ready to go, we have to talk about the adhesive. That also is I could say it's the number one thing, probably tied with the hair. I have not tried spirit gum, so I cannot say one way or another how that works. I have tried this right here, eyelash glue, and it will hold what you put on your face. It will be on there, definitely, no doubt about that. And you can get it for like $3 pretty much anywhere you go, so it's very, very available, which is awesome. However, it's very obvious that you have glue on your face. Like, you get the little glue bumps and globs all over the place. I cannot tell you how many times a friend of mine has been like, you have a little glue over here, and I have to go and pick it off, and it's just terrible. And you can see it, and it smells horrible. So I definitely do not recommend eyelash glue, especially since if you have a little bump and you try to pick it off, I've had the whole beard peel off before, and I've had to start completely over, which is very frustrating, especially if you're getting ready to go out for the evening and don't have a lot of time. So what I use personally is this right here, liquid latex. There is an all year round Halloween store not far from here, and so I'm able to just pick this stuff up. It works really well. It does leave things a little bit movey, like you can kind of move things a little bit, and it is water soluble. So if it starts raining or something like that, you might have some beardage slip off. I haven't had that happen to me, and I really don't want to experiment with that. So this is probably about $6, I think, somewhere in there, but it's a lot in here. And the great thing about it is that it definitely holds things and looks more natural. It dries better, and you don't know that you have glue on your face because it is meant for costume, so it works relatively well, which I really like. So after that, I was mentioning the tools before. I do get these from the dollar store, as I mentioned. And the most important ones that you have on your side are, number one, a little brush, like so, little guy. And this is what you use to pick up the hair and apply it to your face, not your fingers. We'll get into that in a moment. And then this brush, you need one that's relatively small. This will help straighten out your hairs, because if your hairs on your face, if one's going that way and another one is going this way, people might notice the fact that it's a little bit wonky. So you take this and you're able to make everything go in the right direction. And then one of the really, really cool ones, which someone please tell me what this is. I think it's for eyelashes. I don't know. But I use this to trim the beard to keep things nice and neat, which we'll see. So the last thing also I would say that you need are squishy thingies. I think they're called cosmetic pads. Don't quote me on that one, but you're going to need these as well. They're very important for when it comes down to applying the glue. So now that we've discussed what you need, it's time to do the application.